Yes, 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 indeed. It's another Let's Talk Heavy session with your boy, Jermaine Hall, on the Jermaine Hall Show. Y'all know how we do. We back for a brief, fun, and kickback situation. Y'all know how we do, man. I came to have a little fun tonight, talk about a few things that's been going on in the news, uh, also what's been going on across the internet, because it's such an uproar and I don't see the reason why, but I understand your concern for certain people. I understand your concern. Blessings, blessings, blessings to all those jumping in here, showing love. Salute to Miss Key. Salute to Show Cheese, Big Cheese out there. Salute to y'all, man. Thank y'all for dropping in. It's a Friday night, and I'm here to tell you we ain't here for a long time, just a good time. But I did want to touch bases with you all before the weekend is up and make sure that the week was everything that you worked hard for it to be. Now, being that it's a Friday night, I do want to say this weekend should be a fun one for you, simply because you worked all week to make sure you can kick your feet up in a proper way. I do know also that you got plans, plans, plans. Even if you got plans to do zero and nothing, make sure it's productive. Make sure that me time is everything you need it to be, whether it's relaxation or a little hunching going on. Whatever it is, make sure it's happening in a major way. I personally have plans of setting up some things and getting some places and doing some things. Productivity. I got my brother with me this evening. You know what I'm saying? Joining me, Mr. Jason. How you doing this evening, sir?
Hey, I'm good. Always blessed, man. You know what it is on this side of the dirt, right?
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Now don't get on here and get the line, because you know I'm gonna be on your top about that.
Hey, man, Yeah, no
Uh,
cap,
no
no
cap.
cap.
All right, so look, what's up, big dog? Mr. Johnson in the building. Salute to you, sir. Like
Yes,
I
sir.
said, man, it's the weekend, and we're not here to keep y'all for a long time, just a good time. I also want to extend my love and send a big shout out to all those hard workers out there progressing and trying to see their dreams come true. Salute to each and every one of y'all. No matter what that dream is, you are very talented. You are the star in your show. So I want you to treat yourself like it more often. Speak more life into yourself more often. And also, never, ever, listen to me. I know they said never say never, but never, ever tell yourself what you can't do. Because in this land that we walk on, you are indeed the star. You understand me? So, since that is being said, man, I don't want to hold up the conversation, but me and my brother Jason was having a conversation about the briefly about the Katt Williams and the also the Miss Monique interviews, and I see the outrage across the internet blazing. Everybody's got their own opinion, and tonight we are here to see what that opinion is about.
Let's talk
Mr.
about it.
Mr. Jason
Yeah.
has angles and points of his own, and I have mine. So we're gonna get to it, man. Show some love to my boy Jason. Mr. Jason, man, what indeed, what indeed did you see? What similarities did you see in the interviews, first of all?
Truth, man.
Truth?
Truth.
You don't know
Truth.
the
What did I see? Right? I saw truth that many of us who aren't on the inside, we're on the outside looking in. We hear these things. We hear cast and couch. Okay, that didn't start with Monique. That didn't start with Katt Williams. That didn't start with Oprah Winfrey. Okay.
mm,
Um, Hollywood and superstardom and entertainment and all of that. Um, so they spoke a truth. They told us some things that we have heard but don't know. I've never been to a Diddy party. I've never been to this party, that party. I've been to some parties that get wild, but I've never been to those industry parties.
Would you
And
go
these are
today?
industry folks. These are industry folks talking about something that's going on.
Would you go to
And
one of those parties today?
say again,
Would you go to one of those
knowing
parties?
what I know now, no. Knowing what I know now, you know what? I can't even say I wouldn't go because, man, curiosity killed the cat and satisfaction brought him back. Because as much as I hear what Monique says, as much as I hear what Katt says, okay,
You want to see it up close.
I might, I might, you know what I'm saying? I might, I might want to see it up close. I want to see if it's true.
Mm,
They're not gonna let me in because if it's true, you think I'm not gonna tell you, bro?
okay. So we
Because I
have
don't want you going down that road.
we got an interesting comment. Miss Tanya, she says, I don't know if I believe Katt Williams saying he never done hard drugs. Uh it could be up for discussion. I mean, we never know with
Well, we
he
got to
said
pick
he
the
only ever
information out.
he said he only ever smoked weed. That's what I remember him saying. Is I've only ever
Okay,
smoked.
hey, but you know what? As much as crackheads lie, I ain't never heard a crackhead tell more truth than when they telling you something about life. You know, kill
So
the messenger, right?
so in short, you're saying you believe him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe everything he said. You know, absolutely not. I don't know. However, those things that I have been aware of or been told or been around circles, I'm 46, man. I've been in circles. And some of these things they talk about and have been talking about, him and Monique been talking about for years. And everybody told them to shut up. Oh, you're salty, all of this and that, you know, to dismiss them. Okay, you're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, the world is against me. You know, that's very dismissive. What did Dave Chappelle said? He said one of the worst things you can do is call somebody crazy. Okay, that's
Mm,
very dismissive. Okay, he said Hollywood, there's a lot of strange things that go on out here. Well, we're not gonna believe him. Too many say. Okay, Jermaine, if 100 people tell you Jason is this way, some of my dad used to tell me when he went to the parent teacher conferences. Jason, all your teachers said some different things, but you know what they all said? You talk too much. Okay. Jermaine, could they all be wrong? Or is there something to this? Okay. You feel
if
what I'm saying?
I always say in a room full of at least four people, one of them is right. You know what I'm saying? One of them
Okay.
is right. And if there's some similarities to all four stories, there's some truth in it
Okay. Hey,
because you got
civilization got flood. Every civilization got a flood story. Even if you're not a Christian and you listen to the Sumerians and all that, everybody's got a flood story. The Mayans got a flood story. Something
uh,
happened.
so check this out. Mr. Johnson said, I think I have enough self-control to go to one of these events and not fall into one of those traps. Here's the thing about that. So going to one of these events, it's not like going around the corner to a kickback in the neighborhood. These events are illustrious. They
Okay.
have some of your favorite stars at them. They also people go to concerts and fan out. So you talking about walking into a party with all the party favors and some of the most beautiful women in the world that you find attractive, highly attractive in a different tax bracket, and they're showing you all these things you've never touched. I don't think that the discipline is about what you do in the environment you've been in, but rather how much can you turn that discipline up when you're exposed to things you've never been exposed to. You know what I'm saying? And the ease of access. You know what I'm saying?
Access.
So
Hey, say it again. Access.
yeah,
Access to.
the ease of access to these this new environment and lifestyle. So to say that you think you would have enough self control, I believe in you. I've known you a long time, bro. I believe in you. I've seen you exercise restraint and all these other things, your anger and all of this stuff. But again, we're talking about something we've literally never been exposed to at the
Hey,
height.
Jermaine.
At the
Hey,
hold
to
on,
the point.
hold
To
on,
your point.
hold on,
I asked you that today.
hold on. To the height of that, I don't think I don't think you can actually gauge what you would do in that environment because of exposure and the amount of access to things you probably will never touch again if you're not reinvited. You know what I'm saying? Or if you don't network to be back in that environment. So Miss Tanya, she says, depends on your moral compass and how hard lined you are to maintain that. Again, I'm not saying he's not capable. I'm saying, man, I think you'll have to uh, turn that discipline up a notch. Miss Essence, she says those parties be wild in all caps. People with money like that be on some different shit. That's what I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to the fact that it's a lot of things that we probably have seen a lot of things growing up. I've been to some crazy parties, but the problem was who. The difference was who was at the parties I was at versus the party we're speaking to now. We're talking about some of the biggest stars in America that some people would just go to a concert and pass out because they shook their hand. But now, if you got one of these stars just sitting next to you asking, what's your favorite song? And then telling you what they can get their hands on to boost this type of party, yeah, your moral compass got to be strong because you might say, I can have sex with my favorite movie star
Okay,
right now.
okay. Hold on.
So
Moral
imagine that.
compass.
Did you hear
Hold
it?
on. Moral compass
Did you hear the
or
question?
values.
Don't skip the question. Did you hear the question? Your
Values.
favorite, your favorite attractive movie star or artist is sitting next to you soliciting sex. This is somebody you dreamed about most of your life.
Bro, bro,
This is a different level.
I struggle now, and they ain't superstars to deny my flesh. You feel me? So yeah, with a star, right, of course. Now the imaginary. Now we do have to put ourselves in imaginary situations to imagine and think about it. It is important. That's why we're having this conversation. Put yourself in that. Can you really see yourself there? And can you really be honest? Like that's what I told you I love about you, man. I'm not doing that threesome shit. I'm not inviting my girl to that because I know me. Come on, man. If you know yourself, you don't put yourself in certain circumstances or situations that will require that your integrity be be challenged at some point in time or another. You don't put yourself intentionally. Sometimes we
You
end up in that situation, but you don't do it intentionally.
So Ms. Tanya says, I'm with you. This is something the average American has not experienced. And also,
Okay.
Mr. Johnson says, that's why I said think. But the way I live has always had me to keep an even level. So basically, he's just saying the way he thinks and what he's been exposed to, he's been able to maintain easily. But and that's what I'm saying, being brought out of your comfort zone to and it being exposed to such a high level of stardom in the party and then access to things you thought you'd never get your hands on, or maybe this is the first and last time that you'll get to experience this environment. So that also can play on your mental because you're like, I might as well live it up tonight. I don't foresee myself being in this predicament again.
Hey,
Why
now
me?
hold on. YOLO, YOLO,
I've seen
YOLO.
I've seen
See,
people party for much less.
that's the
I've seen
fallacy though. Hey, we got a generation of fatherless babies out here because if only for one night. Okay, and living for the moment.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying? I mean, the
Yeah.
the cause that's how deep it is. That's how deep it is in parties, us laying down, us making babies, everything we do. Cause now we're mature enough to understand why our parents were saying you should wait for this, you should wait for that. Now how they delivered it, some of us don't subscribe to that. But you've lived long enough. That's what my grandma used to say, baby, if you live long enough. I've
So
lived
Miss
long
S,
enough to get it.
hold on. So Miss Essence, she said I used to go to these during my college days because I used to work for a club promoter. So me and the girl I used to work with, we would get invited to them. I stopped going for a reason. It is easy to get sucked into that world. And let's be honest, not all of it is grim and dark side stuff to a lot of people. It's just out of the norm. Like, why is it so easy to be able to do this and not be chastised, right? You feel when you're being pushed into a zone that's not your comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? You understand that when I look to my left, people having sex. When I look to my right, they doing lines. When I look behind me, something that may not be legal is happening also, but everybody equally is in here having a good time, seemingly on the surface, right? And then also to add to that, can I have my phone out? Can I take pictures with these people? Can I collect memories? Or is that type of behavior going to get me kicked out of this event? And I really want to see this night through to the end.
Okay, so the answer to that is easy. Non-disclosure contracts when you come in, all of that, you can't have your camera. And not only that, to the point of the show.
Oh, I wasn't
Katt,
asking. I wasn't asking that question.
Katt Williams been saying this. Okay, he stood on stage years ago. He's famous for in that green ass suit. And he told us, I went to one of these parties. I ain't never been to one of these parties. Exactly what we talking about. And he walked by his room and he saw something that he couldn't believe.
Mm.
And he came and told us about it. He been telling us about this shit.
Well, so I don't want to go down that road just yet. What I wanted to know is what similarities did you see with Monique and Katt Williams besides you think that they were telling the truth?
An insider's truth. Is everything they said true? To them, it's their truth. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Did he steal a joke? Did he not? That's your truth. You got evidence, what they saying, receipts now. I mean, but when it comes to values, that's what I'm listening for. That's what I listen to those interviews. I don't know what her values are. I know what Hollywood is to an extent as an outsider. They're insiders, so I can't imagine. Y'all are in it. So I don't know.
Me, when I was watching Katt, what I got was I got y'all now. Now I'm here to defend myself after all the interviews that y'all have done, right? But what I got from Monique was I got y'all, and here's the other side to what they are not saying. However, I'm saying this because they didn't want me to say this, right? So for me, their points were almost the same, but not quite. Their motives.
Okay, their intent.
Yeah, their motives, they're probably motivated by some of the same people, but from different angles. For me, she said every one of those names that Katt Williams said has done wrong to her at some point, right? But she said,
and she layered one. She layered one. What she said about DL,
okay, but wait.
That was the opposite.
Hold on.
They disagree on that.
Hold on, but to put this into my words, what I saw, I absolutely didn't believe either one were there to stab anybody and bring them down off of their high horses. I think they were there to say, let me tell y'all the rest of the truth that you didn't get. Let me tell you who this person, and let me put a name on it. I think that's why it's so popular, is that they didn't use they, them, and us. They said
that's why. Another reason why I believe it.
Yeah. Well,
who, when, where?
My name has been called in so many rooms that it wasn't true. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And they were confident about telling the lie until I was in the room too.
You see man, look at I feel you. Look at my resume. You can look at all my cases at court, but look at what happened to all of them. We're gonna have my day, and I ain't gonna lie about it.
My point is, I ain't here to say whether or not they told the truth. I'm here to say I think that they both had a solid, keen vision on saying, I'm tired of one thing. I'm tired of one thing. I'm tired of the narrative being painted this way, when in all actuality, my problem is not being addressed, and I want it addressed. Katt didn't ask for a thing. Katt spent a lot of time talking about how he did for people rather than what people have done for him, right? Now, Monique,
to him.
Yeah. So, to him. And Monique, she spent a lot of time talking about what people did to her and what she is owed, right? So I was thinking in my head, like, okay, these are two people that seriously don't sound like they want to harm our community. They really sound like they just want to hold people accountable for the wrong they've done. And I don't see the problem in that, except for are we reaching out to these people prior to these interviews, or are we just clapping back in interviews? Now, Monique said she spoke to people. Did you see that part? She said, I
Yeah.
spoke to these people and still got shitted on down the line. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even understand.
Um.
So in that case, I do an interview because I tried it behind the scenes and then you went online and brought it back up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So because you and I are believers, the word says, about chastisement, right? If I got an
Mhm.
issue with you, brother, I shouldn't bring it to. Of course, I'm paraphrasing, but the idea behind it is if I got an issue with you, I take it behind closed doors. Okay, I don't
Yeah.
chastise you in public. Okay, and so if we're gonna measure things when we talk about values and where they come from and all of that, if we're looking at a moral compass, like we mentioned earlier, what are these people's moral compass? What I hear is that a lot of people are saying Monique is coming from, hey, my baby's my, that sweet talk. Okay, but it's exactly what you said. Look at what they're doing to me. It's been being done. You
It's
got it, you got into it, and for some reason, there seems like a vendetta. Whereas with Katt, it doesn't seem like a vendetta because he said it to his own detriment. Okay. Remember when he told the interview he had when he was talking about when the Illuminati and some of us, again to our own detriment. He said, "But I got stung, by the hornets, and either you can keep getting stung, or you can leave that hornet alone, that hornet's nest alone."
mm. This time it ain't do nothing but catapult his tour. I didn't. He ain't getting
And
hurt at all. He sold out everywhere he going. He's actually on tour currently. He'll be here in April. So you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
going, I'm going,
Yeah. So him doing that powerful interview and that interview that went 40 plus million views so far on YouTube, if it ain't already at 50, I say it didn't hurt him at all to come out and say everything that he had to say. Miss Tanya says they identified themselves as outsiders, right? Um, let's let's talk about the outsiders part.
there will
Um,
come a time where you have to separate yourself.
Always, and that's no matter what your line of work is or what journey you're on. At some point, you have to stand alone in your growth period, in your perspective, and also nobody's gonna love you like you love you. So you're gonna stand alone in perspective. You know what I'm saying? So at
Yep.
some point, you and God gonna deal with you on your journey, and it's gonna be alone. I personally, if
That's
I
it.
were to say I had a problem publicly, it's because I can't reach the person in private. That would be
Yeah.
the only reason. If it's that serious, the only way it'll come to the airwaves is because I cannot. There's no way possible that I can reach you and I can't get over this. I need you to hear this because I need you to know I'm in this bad space and you're a part of that story. Right? Now, it's some
That's
things
us.
I
That's us day to day. That's us day to day, bro. But them high profile people, just like in rap. Oh man, you ain't replying to his diss track. I mean, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. But we've all been in that situation on our level. When we grew up, are you gonna let him call you that? No, we're gonna knuckle up. Okay, because you can't call me this. Well, the higher you go, the game just are you gonna let them? And so for me, it's not a pissing contest. Okay. I feel like being in those rooms and everything, the reason why I wouldn't want to be in those rooms is because I don't have shit to prove to y'all. It's not a pissing contest. I put my pants on one leg at a time. I already know those things. And so my values are one thing. Now, am I worried being around, snakes if you get bit? Man, what they say, you lay down with dogs, what happens? You get fleas.
with fleas. So look, here's the
Okay,
thing.
so
Something you said is interesting. You talked about nothing to gain. basically. Nothing to gain from being in a room like that, which is not necessarily true. We're talking about some of the people with the most influential ideas, business practices, and extensions to places that you might want to go, right? So hold on.
Access.
The question is how far do you want to go? You know what I'm saying? How far or how much does your future align with what they have to offer? Not everybody's in the same boat when it comes to self-interest. Not everybody's in the same boat
Right.
with where they
Right.
are in life, such as the artists that sign a 360 deal and sign over the rest of their 25 years. Whereas
Right.
another artist would say, I just stay independent. It is not worth your $600,000 when I know I'm worth millions and I can get it all on my own. I'll do the
I mean,
legwork.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not starving to the point to where I need you that bad. I came to the table with my own buzz. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And I'm not
So,
gonna own at the end of the day, I'm gonna be the creator of this, and I'm not gonna own it.
yeah,
It's just another form of slavery.
right.
Okay.
Miss
Not slavery. That's not slavery. Hold on, hold on. I misspoke. That's not slavery, bro. That's enslavement. That's
okay.
entrapment. Okay. That's not slavery. That's enslavement. Okay. I just want to correct myself. There is a difference.
Miss Tanya says it's the stardom that allows predatory behavior without consequences, so they keep pushing the line. Yeah, not holding somebody to accountable, not holding somebody accountable, and you got enough powerful individuals that align with those ideas and practices, then it's going to be hard to penetrate as long as they toe the line together. It's hard to penetrate until you start attacking them one by one and mutilating their self-interest. You
No,
bring down,
man.
listen, you bring down them one at a time. So me and you standing together, it's hard to bring us down because we're fighting together. We're aligned. Divide us and see how long we both stand against a lot of other things.
Right.
That's why everybody pulled out. They pull out. Once your business get attacked, they pull out and separate themselves from you because they don't want their business to suffer with yours. You know what I'm saying? They all do it. You've seen it.
I'm
How many
glad you said
things?
that. I'm
Go
glad
ahead.
you said that. I'm glad you said that. The business. What is your business? Okay. And so when we talk about that, we can talk about it with economics. Okay. The entertainment industry. Okay. They talk about Deion Sanders and all of that, right? Just a quick association for people to understand that they talked about all the pomp and the pageant that he brought, right?
Mm,
What is college football? College football, the NFL, the NBA, it's a sport and it's sports entertainment.
mm.
Entertainment is the business. It's the entertainment business. Football is not that business. Entertainment is. And so he brought all of that pomp and that pageant, right? He was paid to be an entertainer.
Right.
Neon Dion prime time. He's paid to be an entertainer. Now, the flip side of it is that he has that football knowledge because he's played at the highest level and all of those things, and he's an insider. Okay, but he was an entertainer, and everybody knocked him because he left Jackson and da da da. We don't know what happened down. Not Jack. Did he live? Was it Jackson? Was it? It was Jackson. He left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's
Jackson
the
State.
entertainment industry, and so it's the entertainment industry. If we don't understand that we're putting these people on the pedestal because we're the ones letting them get away with it. Okay, this same stuff that they're going through happens in our homes, in our neighborhoods. All of these things that they put on the TV screen, where are they getting these ideas from? From our real life, what we're dealing with, and they're making money off of that. Okay, now what you're doing, brother, it ain't about the dividends. It's about the legacy and the result. And so when we talk about values, we have to say, are you going to be rich or are you going to be wealthy? Okay. Now, when we define rich and wealthy, rich can be gold and all of those things, right? However, wealth, wealth is having enough, having more than enough, because it's there. And when we're redefining because we're looking at entertainers, and you and I had that conversation about entertainment, bro, and that word enter, go into, tain, to cause decay, to go into and cause decay. It's the deception, but they're showing us. It's got to be
Yeah.
right there in front of us, man. And we're living in a day and time where they're showing us. Katt Williams, what do I think? They've been telling us. Monique been telling us. Tyler Perry been telling us. They've been showing us. And
Hold
now
on one
because it's
second.
these two say something, they're the boldest. Man, they risk everything saying what they're saying.
So uh
Prince
hold on one
risked
second.
everything.
Miss Key said they told some truth, I believe, and then I
Yeah,
also believe they put some sauce on it. Yeah, that's natural. It's called entertainment. So
there it
I
is.
believe the same way you believe. I believe it was enough truth in there to get everybody wondering, and then also
Huh,
let me put my little my personality into it as well. Mr.
right?
Tobias, he says the thing is what they are saying, the things that they have said, leaves them with a chance of being ostracized because they are not A-listers, and in those circles, they don't want their dirt brought to light. Here's the thing: who's not an A-lister? Because they're operating at very high levels, both of them. They've been on the biggest stages. They've been in the movies. Oscars have been won by Monique. Like you don't get no higher than the accolades that they have. So A-lister, I wouldn't say they're A-lister today compared to these new stars and Kevin Hart or somebody like that or a Tyler Perry, but they're still.
Not on Hollywood scale, but
If
on
we're
the
talking
people,
about Hollywood scale, they're B-listers at least.
right?
B or
Okay.
C,
Hey,
they're still
hey,
high.
how about this? How about this? They on the list.
They're still high. They're still way up there.
They
Enough to
on the
get
list.
30, there's enough to get 30 and 40 million views in 24 hours.
Okay.
You
They
get
on
what
the
I'm saying?
list. Hey, I'd listen to a college professor. I don't know a whole lot about physics and stuff, so I'd listen to a college professor who studied physics, right? Because he's at that level. Now, he may not be at Yale teaching, but he's still a college professor, right? So I'd be a fool not to listen to something that he's saying, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And so, um, yeah, I don't believe everything, but I believe that there's enough truth there that we need to start asking ourselves, how long are we going to put up with this shit? Bottom line, how long are we going to put up with this shit? Because they've been doing what they doing, and we keep turning our back, and they're making fun of everything under the sun. They told you, okay, those things wrong will be made to be looking right, and those things right will be made to look wrong. They are redefining everything. I say they, them, those. Okay. Remember what I said earlier, bro? Sometimes you got to separate yourself. I know some people that are robbers and thieves and all of that. I know them. I had to separate myself. I'm not mad at them for the choices they made, but I can't do that. I can't hang out with you, bro. You know, I can't, but
Okay.
that's what you do. So sometimes you got to separate yourselves. And now is becoming that time, bro, where we're gonna have to separate ourselves.
So Miss Tanya says, professionally, we will break alignment if connection to you brings questions to my ethical responsibility. That's 100% true. If it's not in our best interest, if we don't
Mhm.
align in our business uh, ventures, then naturally I will pull out because I don't want you to sink my ship just because yours going down. I can't help you, even if I wanted to in some cases. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Johnson, he said, it was Jackson State, and I would have left too. I am from Mississippi, and I know how they treat us. Moving forward, Miss Omeda, I seen you screaming, Miss Benjamin,
Mm.
online about this thing. She said it's not our job to decipher what is true or not. These people are speaking their truth, and that's the most important. Now, to that statement, I say refer back to the beginning. I'm not here to point the finger on who lying and who
Right.
telling the truth. We're here to talk about the different aspects that came out of what was being said, no different than you posting what you thought about it. That's the only reason we're here today, is to say, you know what I thought about this? This is what I thought about that. It's all opinion based. So whether he lying or whether she lying or not, the thing that sparked all of us to watch is that they're screaming from the hills with names. I believe that if neither one of them said names, nobody would care past 2 days. But they're
Well,
using
hey,
names and they're making pretty big they put out some pretty big accusations out there when it came to these people. And for it to be this thing has been said so long about what they call it Hollywood for so long, Hollywood has been going through these test of times between from different people, even people that didn't make it have come out and said, "Do you know what they did to me?" And
Come
nobody
on,
cared.
bro. Hey, Marilyn Monroe, bro. Marilyn Monroe.
Of
Marilyn
all people,
Monroe.
that's the one you want to bring up, bro.
I know. I'm just saying, man. They've been doing it.
I'm
Okay, she
saying,
came. Hey, she came out, ladies. 2024 ladies. If some tramp came out and sang "Happy Birthday" to your husband like that in front of the world, come on. Okay. However, they made songs about her because, see, how about this? They used her. Hollywood used her. Turned to
yeah,
Norma Jean. That was her name, boy. Young girl. You know, eyes full of stars, and that's what Hollywood does to you, man. And so they just keep on showing us, keep on showing us, keep on showing
but
us.
um,
We gonna keep on falling for it.
um, for me, if I sign up for a business, Miss Monique spoke on a point that resonated with me. She said she was naive going in, and you do go in with dreams and aspirations of what you think that the business would be like, and then you ultimately have to grow up. You have to see that, okay, this ain't what I thought it was going to be, right? She said even in that, she kept pushing forward. That's the part that confuses me with some of the other people that complain about making it. How did you think it was going to be peaches and cream when you reach the top of your game in a business? That is the worst time to chill and relax. You chilling and relaxing at the top? No, they coming
That's what
for
they
you.
taught, though.
They trying to get over on you
I made it.
because you
That's what we're
are.
taught.
Yeah,
That's what
nah.
we're taught. I made it. I made it to the top. But what's on the other side of that mountain?
Mhm.
There's something else on the other side of that mountain. So you got to keep going. But we're not taught that. Okay. We're taught to get to a certain point and, okay, I've made it. And then look back. And when you look back, you're not helping nobody get up. You're looking down on them.
Right, right,
Okay.
right.
You get
So
here, you know,
Miss Omeda
I don't
said,
know.
"What's the old saying? If it's not directed, it's not respected." Well, they put the names on it. They make sure that you know what's popping. That's similar to what we said earlier. I don't believe that it would have went this big if they didn't put names on it. If they had a kept the they, the them, the us, if they had a just kept it in that line of work, I don't think this would have went that far. But
All right.
because they put the names on it and they said who they're acute, they basically gave put people on notice that we're
Okay.
not going to be
They
silent.
testified, bro.
Yeah,
They
we're not going to
testified. They took the stand.
we're not going to
They
be
took the
silent
stand.
about. Hold on. We're not going to be silent about what you've done to me any longer, and I respect that in anybody's truth. If you're going to
There it
say
is.
anything, be willing to say it loud and be confident and don't try to hide it that you got a problem and do backdoor stuff to me. Man, tell me I don't mess with you and this is why. Or can we fix this? Come tell me. I hate hearing from everybody but the person that said it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you
I
and
hate
I've had
that.
that conversation. Jason is the type, okay? And I had this conversation with somebody.
Pardon
Number
me.
one, number one, if somebody come tell you something I said, and it's a meme, number one, what made them comfortable coming to have that conversation with you about me? And then two, how did you respond? Not whether you believe it or not or whatever. What was your response to that? Other than coming to tell me such and such talking about me. Because what we gonna do is we gonna go have this conversation with them. Um, Everybody knows if I say it about you, I'll say it to you. Period. Okay. I don't talk behind people's back. More times than not, if you hear it, if you come up in somebody's conversation, no matter what our relationship is, I'm not gonna speak down on you. Okay. Period. I'm not gonna speak down on you. I got exes that, I mean, it was hell with us. Okay. And they put me through hell. I put them through hell. But you won't never hear me talking about when people come talk to me, hey man, what about such and such? Oh man, she's a good person, man. And things just didn't work out. Whatever. You don't need to know all the what I know or what I saw or whatever. We got too much of that. That backbiting. What I tell you earlier, if I got an issue with you, bro, I'm gonna come to you. And that's what we got to do. Confrontation don't mean we got to fight. But if there's conflict, we got to be able to resolve that you know, without bringing it to the public. Now, of course, it's to the public because it's Hollywood, man. It's entertainment. Okay, that's why. I'm looking into it. But if you look at Katt Williams' chain, it says folk woke on it, and folk is a reference to fake. There's some, from what I understand, what I'm looking into now. So Katt might be a character too, because the jester is always he's the main part of the king's court. So let us not be deceived either by Katt telling the truth. Because see, the devil lied. He didn't lie to Jesus, did he? On the mountaintop, he didn't lie to him.
No, he just
Okay, he didn't tell him no lies.
He tempted
Okay,
him to get out of character.
okay, he didn't lie to him. He couldn't lie to him.
Now, Miss Tanya, she says, look at the child stars. That can't make it
Yeah.
into adult stars because of how jacked up they've become. Now, in speaking on the child stars, I feel sorry for them because they were sold into an industry, I believe. And it's because parents have so many hopes and dreams that they live through their child sometimes. They want to see their child succeed so that they can live the lifestyle they never got to live. And then finally, it shoots through the roof and we made it, all the while ignoring what the child went through. Michael Jackson lost his entire childhood because of
Well,
what?
raising emotionally immature children.
Because of stardom, though. Stardom
Yeah.
took his childhood literally away. He was forced to practice his gift, hone in on his skill. Now, did he become the greatest? Absolutely. But what was the price he had to pay? The price he had to pay was not being normal.
A kid. Hey, that's what I tell people too. I'm like, man, imagine you growing up and you grown and you love theme parks. You love amusement parks, Six Flags, but you Michael Jackson. You can't go. Because if you go, you gonna get swamped. So why wouldn't you build, if you got enough money, why wouldn't you build one in your backyard, a theme park in your backyard with a Ferris wheel? What else you gonna do with all that money? Okay. Okay. So it didn't sound so weird to me, in a way it didn't sound, because I heard the innocence. It didn't matter who was saying it, all of that. I didn't get caught up in that, but I was like, man, if I could identify, man, you can't go nowhere. So build it in your backyard where, it's all about access, right? That's what we talk about. That's, access to what? Can somebody access your feelings, your pockets, or whatever? That's what we're talking about. Do you have access to those parties? Can you get through the door? What you gonna see? You gotta.
We talked about access already. So, Mr. Wayne, he says this conversation is important until the next big story. People can't stay focused. So now
I love that.
I will say, what is the focus initially? Why do we care so much about what they're going through if we're not collectively coming together to do something about it? I do not like selective outrage. I do not like when people want to kick and scream from only behind their phones and computers. But
Right.
then if I were to organize something in the city that speaks out against this one call, nobody shows up, but everybody show up on the internet.
Hey,
So that's why the abusers
get away with it.
they don't get any backlash for real, but they do get paid off of you clicking that button to see what the next story is. They get paid off of you clicking on that to have a kick a fit in the comments. They get paid for that. But we ain't holding hands coming together. And then look at who the abusers are in the story. It's our community only.
In this story, right?
I ain't really heard nothing but like one name that was outside of our community.
I'm glad you brought that up.
From both interviews. I only
I'm
heard
glad
like
you brought that up.
us punching down on us instead of saying we need to have a meeting. We need to come together. Now, business dictates a lot of the moves they make, and we don't know their business ventures. All we know is what they show us, right? And even then, we got to be careful with what they're showing us because it might just be for the sheep. We need y'all to move in this direction so I can get paid. We need y'all to believe this so I can get paid. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So
So
I will say that if it is a real issue, and we are gonna be kicking a fit and throwing our hands up, saying, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of that. What are we doing? What are we doing about it? Except typing, I'm tired of it.
Okay,
Me
so
personally, I'm moving different. It's people in the city. A lot of people in the city didn't want to see me working with. I'm working with them anyway. I'm working
right,
with them anyway because I'm showing you that no matter what the differences have been over however many spans of years, look how we came together and made something positive happen anyway.
okay,
I ain't saying you gotta kick it with me every day. I ain't saying you gotta tell people you like me, but let them see us work together. Let them see us do something positive. That right there is progress in itself
okay.
for me. For me. So
Hey,
I
and that's what I love. That's what I love about you, bro. Moving forward, man. One step at, one step, 5 steps, how many ever steps, one step back, just keep on moving, and um, because there's enough reasons out there for us to slow down and stop. Okay,
yeah,
there's enough reasons, man. We get tired, bro. As men who invest ourselves maybe in others. Okay, we get tired. We get tired, and it's easy to give up. It's easy to give up. It's hard to keep going. That's just a natural part of life.
right.
Um, and we all need help. That attitude, I don't need nobody, da da da. I did this by myself all the while, Section 8 and whatever, man. We could debate that all along, but you're not doing it by yourself. You don't have to. There's independent. You don't have to do it by yourself, but we got to come together. Okay. Before everything was free and we had arguments in our community and everything. Look, at the end of the day, I heard something on one of the interviews, Jermaine, man, that in my mind, and we'll get together on this, but it tapped on something. I would go over to Lincoln Homes every year to get kids to play football, right? Gonna sign them up. Don't worry about it. Y'all want to play, whatever, right? Now I see the D boys, on the block or whatever. They know who I am. I know who they are. It's not like I got a pass, but come on, man. They not fucking with me. I'm coming over there for the right things. They understand. And I want to sometimes go over there and say, hey man, take that dope and drop that. Okay, but I don't have nothing to put in here. Now I see these leaders, these leaders. When I say leaders, I say these idols, these Katt Williams, okay, these Moniques, these people who have accessed the finances. Okay. They've accessed the finances. We got more black millionaires, and we're on the billionaire list. All of this money that's out there, there's no reason other than ourselves, when it comes to accountability as a people, not just as individuals. Okay. We can't have one hive mind for some reason. And I
Do
don't
you think
understand it. I don't understand it because either you stand with right or you stand with wrong, man. Who disagrees that what they talked about, okay, what they talked about, true or not, if it's going on, damn it, is it wrong? It's Black History Month. Dr. King said, what if you just stand idly by basically and watch evil go on, you condone
interesting,
it.
interesting you brought that up. Do you like Black History Month?
Man, get the fuck out of here. Black History Month, my ass. What's that? What's
So
that?
you, so you do see
Don't
my
nobody
point.
else care about Asian History Month, or they don't care, man. It's You can't even compile Black History Month in a
You
damn
can't
month.
compile Black history into a month.
Okay, come on, man. And
In
it's the
back,
short. I mean, I could go on and on about the insult that is, but also I'm not upset about it because at the end of the day, maybe if not for this at some point when it first started, because it wasn't certain things weren't being talked about. Okay, and the Black experience, and when I say the Black experience, that's people of color. Okay, Native Americans, Hispanics, okay, people of color. There's only two, okay, ethnicities: people with color and people without. Okay, and
right.
those people who are without color, they are just the other end of the spectrum of that which started it all. Those with color. Now this shit's just flopped, and I'm not gonna go into a diatribe about it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I see it. I
A
see it
question,
so
a
many
question,
different ways, bro. And
a
I just
question.
get tired. I'm tired.
Hold on, big dog. So Miss
I'm
Key
tired.
said, so do you think DL Hughley told Monique it is what it is over the phone when they spoke? For me, to answer that question, I believe that's the sauce that she put on it. I believe,
Right? She
I believe,
paraphrased.
well, no, here's what happened. I believe she felt like that's how he came off. Because a lot
Mm-hmm.
of times we speak in how we feel versus what was actually said. So if you made me feel like you were being hostile, I'm going to relay that message that very way. I'm not going to say verbatim what you said, but now she painted the picture like she said it multiple times. It is what it is how he responded to me. Now, do I feel like he said it is what it is? Do I feel like he answered the phone? Yeah, maybe. That didn't grab my attention.
Right.
What grabbed my attention is the story of how their misunderstandings came about. What grabbed my attention is that it goes way further back than last week. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
This
Right. Right.
and why did it take for an interview on Club Shay Shay in 2024 at the beginning of the year for y'all to speak about this?
Bro.
Why did you care so much in 2024?
No,
Because
bro.
I've
No,
had
we
issues.
care.
I'm
They've
saying
been saying it, bro. She been saying that, bro. She been saying it.
about
She's
him,
been saying it.
about him.
Yes, she been saying it, bro. This is
Okay,
not
so I watched.
2024.
Hold on, now watch this. But she said he's been talking about her. She ain't said a word. That's what I'm saying. She said, I watched the interview today to be fresh
Right?
on the topic.
Right?
She said he's been talking about her for years, not her talking about him. So she ain't been saying it. She said it on this interview.
Okay, so what she hasn't been doing is she didn't put no names on it. Just like Katt didn't put no names on it. Now
I'm
that they
just
put names on it, all of
Katt
those
did.
curiosities that we had years ago when they brought it up, oh, now we know who they talking about. Now we know because they put a name on it. But they still been, here's the thing. Here's the thing, whether it's a DL Hughley, there's a number of DL Hugleys when it comes to what she said in Hollywood. There's a number of Harvey Weinsteins in Hollywood. There's a number of Jeffrey Epsteins in Hollywood and uh, on Capitol Hill. Okay,
Right.
all of them. Okay, and in the jury box and all over the place. Man, I don't know, man. The theme is we got to separate ourselves and understand that they're telling us is wicked, man. It's wicked. Meta.
What do you
Hey, I'm glad she's
what do
in here
you
because we were talking about that earlier. I commented on her post. I'm glad she came in, man, because I wanted to make clear to her to understand. Like, I'm not saying why now, because to me, it's not why now. I've been hearing this. Okay, I sounded crazy 6, 7 years ago, 15 years ago when I talked about what goes on in Hollywood. I'm a
Mhm.
conspiracy theorist, all this shit. For a moment, there's a aha, fuckers, I'm not crazy. But ain't nobody telling me that. Jason, man, I remember you telling me about this 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when you started talking, whatever. I don't need that. But for me now, I'm saying, okay, smoke and mirrors, right? Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain because they've always used us to hide something that they're doing. They've always used us as the smoke and mirrors. Okay. So what is going on behind this comedy feud? Come on, man. That's a joke in it damn self. Comedians beefing.
And it's been going on since 24 jumped off. Like
Okay.
literally.
Comedians beefing, bro. Comedians beefing.
You know what
Come on.
else? To add to that, guess what else is dropping like crazy on Netflix right now? That show about the dark side of comedians. They're showing all the worst things about these comedians behind the
Right.
scenes like never before right now. And I'm like, why are they attacking the comedians from so many
Hey,
angles? Why are the
hey,
comedians
marketing. Thank you. Hey, it's the entertainment industry, bro.
money? Yeah, yeah.
Puppet masters. Okay. Hey, everybody out there, watch Pinocchio as an adult. Go watch the movie Pinocchio as an adult. Okay. And then go watch Peter Pan as an adult. Okay. As an adult and look at what's going on. Look at what's really going on in that shit. Okay, Peter Pan and all of this. Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Okay, who's the real
So
hero in that? The
when
Lost Boys and all that. Man, you better go back and watch that because they got to tell you. The devil got to tell you. You just don't know sometimes what you're looking at. Okay, the Bible says don't judge, right? That's the surface. Don't judge others. But then it also tells us a tree is known by its fruit. What's that mean? Okay, that's a judgment statement, right? Okay, and then there's some.
so now Miss Tanya, she says, well, now Drake broke the Twitter with his leaked video, right? Here's the thing. That right there, I believe, why ever that came out, Drake's name always gonna be at the top of the list when anything's come. Drake can trip and scrape his toe, it's gonna be at the top of the
Right?
So I don't think that's the same level of publicity we're talking about because Drake don't have he moves the needle with the smallest things. They also put in the news today, Drake shook a man's hand and the dude fanned out and passed out. Michael Jackson used to make the whole stadium pass out from just walking on the stage. So why are you telling me Drake shook a man's hand? So I understand it's a slow news day. I get it. But for me, Mr. Wayne says history repeats itself. MLK comes to mind when organizing a moment. First the establishment will be destroy your name. Second phase, destroy your way of making money. And the third phase, they kill you. Now, if
Katt
indeed,
told us that. Katt broke
if
that down.
indeed, if indeed that worked back in the day, it ain't gonna work on the Jermaine Hall Show. You're gonna have to do third phase first, because the other shit ain't gonna bother me. And I'm gonna tell
Okay,
you why not. It's because
stand on that.
I'm here for impact, and I know who my God is. So if
Thank you.
you want to destroy my name, listen, man, they've been trying to do that since I was a kid. They Jones on me because I'm short. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that
Okay,
girl ain't supposed to like you. You ain't cute, Jermaine. You got a gap. Jermaine, you did people gonna talk even when you're doing great. So why would they not talk if you make a mistake? You know what I'm saying? So that part ain't gonna bother me. The second phase, destroy your way of making money. Listen, I always know how to get to it. You just got to be resourceful. So
all
I
right.
don't think
Hey, Jermaine, hold on.
now we
Are
talking
you-
about the levels of money that they knock you down from. I still know how to adapt. I ain't gonna never forget them days that I was rock bottom and didn't have a dollar.
Hey, I
Now I
got the
got
things.
this. Now
Hey,
I
the
got this.
things you can buy, are cheap, bro. Anything that you can buy with money is
No,
cheap.
he said take away the ways of making money. You can't take the ways of somebody making money of the person that's gathered the knowledge of how to.
Okay,
Once you know how, you can get knocked down a
I
million
agree.
times and
I
get back
agree.
up
I
at
agree.
one.
Hey,
You see,
hey,
that's what I'm
I'm not unemployed. I'm self-employed. I got a pressure washer. I cut
saying.
grass. Okay, I know how to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, come on. Making money. Okay, but that's the thing. You said it. Impact.
Yeah.
Okay, the things that money can buy me, like not to be crass or anything, bro. Not to be crass, but this is real. I heard this. Money can't buy me love, but it can rent me some pussy. Okay. Now, when you just think about something like that, just as an adult, you think about that, that's true. Okay, because they're selling it. Anything that you can sell, okay, is it a commodity depending blah blah blah, economics, your values, man. What do you value? When it comes to a woman, I want something everybody can't have. Everybody doesn't. Back to what we started on, access. You don't have this access. Jermaine, you limit access to you. Okay, I know that. You are a beacon of hope for me to help me understand, Jason. You got to start limiting access because even though you want to help people, sometimes their intentions aren't the same as yours, and you got to keep moving in your direction. If you can bring them with you, fine. Okay, never step on anybody, but if they're standing still and being stagnant, walk around them, step over them, whatever, try to help them up. If they don't want to come with you, man, you can't make them. Okay, you can't. But this whole Hollywood thing, man, is just a reflection of what we got going on in our own communities. Like I said, I see that D-boy on the block, and I could call the police on him. Instead, I go and talk to him. But I know when I go talk to him, I don't have nothing to put in that other hand. He thinks this is something that's bringing resources. He got to feed a family. He ain't no bad dude. He ain't no thug. But that's all he knows because he didn't get along with his teachers at school, because he didn't understand he could do 2 + 2 = 4, but they want him to put it in boxes. Okay. And so there's a systemic and a systematic, and it's so problematic that we don't even see that it's a system. The system is that for us to be here today talking about these Hollywood people who are actually talking about the things that we have going on in our homes, in our churches, in our schools, in our day-to-day lives, at work, all of that. Okay, I hear people talking about what you see at people at church, all these church folk, da 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 da. Well, them the same damn people at work, but you keep going to work. You stop going to church because them people in there, but you don't stop going to work. And them same people at work. Make it make sense. Is that what they saying? Make it make sense. But you chasing that God, that money, because it's gonna buy you resources. See, that's the problem. God says it's already yours. It's here. It's here for you. Now, man's system is electricity costs money, a building costs money, everything costs money, and they selling something that ain't even theirs. Some
So
third,
let's
some
progress this.
third party shit.
Let's progress this conversation. She
Short
talked
stopping
about,
our asses.
they both talked about gatekeepers.
Yeah,
They both talked about gatekeepers, and we all know what gatekeepers are. Let's
yeah.
speak to it from two different angles: the knowledge part and the money. So
Okay.
if
Yeah.
you're in this setting, let's just try to put ourselves in the shoes of, if you're in this setting on whatever level you're on of stardom, and you want to know more, you want to be exposed to more because you're trying to elevate both your brand, your business, and your level of living, right? You're also naturally trying to live like what you've seen other people live like. Why achieve all these things and then live poorly? Who wants to do that? So I would absolutely get frustrated at some point, but in private. I would never let somebody see me sweat off of what somebody else won't give me. That right there feels like now I'm begging when all I've really got to do is wait my turn sometimes. It's certain things I've wanted to know around here for years. And it took years for me to hear it, but I realized I was in the wrong rooms to hear it. I thought these
Jermaine,
I thought these people knew, but they had no idea. And then one day, because I'm working so diligently and so hard, somebody else came and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Let me show you something, because you're doing that the long way." And all that information that I waited for came. You know what I'm saying? It came. And I'm like,
hey, but where did it come from and who sent it your way? Whose plan are you on, bro? Whose plan are
God,
you on?
it's God's
Okay,
world. And it ain't
okay.
nothing late. Ain't nothing late when he does it, right? That's why I said I don't believe I could be the one out there publicly complaining about what somebody won't show me, tell me, or give me. Simply because I'm aligned elsewhere first with God, right? Being that I don't lean or depend on man much, I do. I have some close knit people that really do care about the Jermaine Hall Show. Aside from me, they really do look at my way of, such as you. You value the things that I
Man,
do
you
behind the scenes. It's a lot that you know that a lot of people don't know that I
right.
do for myself in pushing my business forward, right? But there are a lot of people that will tell me a small portion just to make sure I don't get over that hump, so that they can make sure they stay 12 steps ahead of me, right? When the whole time you gave me just enough for me to kick that door open. Now I'm going to get the information I want. You didn't even have to say nothing. I watched you work. I might have just watched you operate and figured out what I need to do aside from what I've been doing. You could never stop a person that wants to learn from learning. You can't.
I
You can
agree. I
you can
agree,
come in.
but you gotta align yourself with a certain sources, right? Sources.
Always
I
check your sources. That's implied. What I'm
and
talking
so
about
and so I'm
is
saying
people
your
that
source,
claim it. I'm
your
talking about
source, your source ain't everybody else's source, bro. You
it
said
ain't
it. You're on
supposed to
God.
be. I meant in their perspective lives, general, right?
I
They
know,
don't
but
do.
I'm talking literal. I'm talking literal. This is
I'm
how the Most High works with us. When you line up with it with the Most High,
mm,
okay. Look at what
yeah,
happens.
so bring it from there. Bring it from there. Bring it down to us just networking as humans when we're talking about gatekeepers. So
And
if I'm
so,
talking about, let's
yeah,
say you got all the knowledge of the next level for the Jermaine Hall Show, but you refuse to see me make it out of here before you make it out of here. You got all the know-how, but don't have the willpower to go do it, right?
right.
I've met a lot of people with the know-how and know the people that could potentially help me catapult this thing, right? But instead of them volunteering the information, which I appreciate most days because I probably don't want to hear it from you anyway. You know what I'm saying? I probably won't even believe you. I'm gonna have to go do my own research anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Even if you say it,
Even if you tell me, because
right.
depending on how you deliver the message, I probably won't even buy it. It's so much I let go in one ear and out the other. However, key points, key points. You may
Yeah.
touch on some key points that I
Yep.
may say, I need to look into that. And I need to look into that ASAP because I've literally never heard of that. And I didn't know that that works that way. Right. So
Right.
I'm going to get mine thoroughly. I ain't cutting no corners in this because I don't want to make it to the top. And it's easy to knock me down because I don't have enough knowledge to even be there.
All right.
So the
And so,
foundation. So what I'm saying is the foundation is important to me, and people consistently cry about gatekeepers, and I'm like, how are they keeping you? When if you're doing the
well,
work, you're being studious, it's literally nothing they can stop you from. Oh, you can't get in that business? Somebody else does it. Go that way. You got enough resources to start your own? Start your own. Why are you
okay.
looking
Hey,
at them?
no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. We just can't dismiss though. Okay, the risk. Why don't people do it, bro? Because the risk. Okay, why don't people stand up? Okay, at work when the supervisors mistreat them because they got kids at home and a wife at home and they got to pay these bills. It all revolves around one thing, bro.
What's
Okay,
more important to you? The money.
the money. Well, bro, you can't serve two gods, man.
Yeah, at all.
And this is the thing. People find it trendy, especially now, to make fun of Christians. I don't profess to call myself a Christian. I believe in Christ Jesus. Okay, make no mistakes about it. The way, the truth, and the life. That's what I believe. That's what I am trying to order my steps on. That example. Okay,
Mm,
that's my personal thing. And so I think when we look at what's going on now, everything is counter that. Counter values, counter everything. It's cool to do that. Okay, to talk about that. And when we talk about religion, now when I talk to people who say they're Christians or whatever, I don't want to talk about religion. To me, if you say you're a Christian, that means you're living a lifestyle. Okay, ain't no different than if I talk to some swingers. Okay, if I meet somebody who's some swingers, it's a lifestyle. How you choose to live your life based upon some rules, regulations, as your understanding about this thing. And so I know there are two extremes. However, if we look at Christians and people want to make jokes about what they believe and everything, well, the true Christian, 10 Commandments, what's wrong with any of those 10? If you try to do those in your life anyway, and you know how hard they are anyway, so what's wrong with somebody saying they want to do that? Okay, it's all a joke. But you don't hear them talking about Muslims because guess what? Over there, where their law is based upon not man, not what man says, not like here in America, everybody got a voice. Over in some of those Muslim countries, you steal something, what happens? Okay, that old Abrahamic law, you steal something, I cut your damn hand off. Okay, you rape somebody, I castrate you. Okay, that sounds archaic and uncivilized and all of that. But guess what? I promise you, here in America, we line up all them pedophiles from Hollywood to Capitol Hill, and we really do that. I promise you, pedophilia and hurting children and all of that will almost cease to stop. Is there always going to be somebody who's sick out there and going to try to get away with it? Certainly. Okay, because that's anything. Somebody always going to try to get away with something. But I promise you, if we were a little tougher on our values, it would change things. Okay, I know it sounds extreme. I know it sounds archaic, but it it is time to separate ourselves. Are you with it or are you not with it? And we can discuss and talk over here how we grow and why we're not with it. But there's certain things you can't be with, bro. We can't. I saw a
So
homeboy say
hold
something
on, hold
about,
on,
would you let your friend cheat on his girlfriend? Hell no,
hold on,
because I don't want to know nothing about it. Okay,
hold
I'm
on.
gonna tell you, don't do it. I don't want to know.
So Miss Key, she says, should Tyler Perry give her that 30 million? Speaking about Monique, uh, he says, should Tyler Perry give her that 30 million based off of that proof that she had with the recorded audio? Uh, I haven't heard the audio.
Old
I haven't heard the audio, but from Shannon Sharp's,
sound like that's what he said, bro.
hold on, his from his bias, I mean from his body language and his approval of, yeah, he lying. If you know he heard the tape, I haven't heard
Yeah,
it. But if it's true that he admitted to shutting her career down and basically making sure she didn't make money, absolutely he owe her that 30 million. Or whatever million he owe her. It could be 100 million. You owe that
yeah.
because you wronged somebody and you got it. The fact that you got it to give it back to her, but she also wants a formal apology for it as well. Do I think she ever gonna get any of this? Sue that man, because that's the only way you'll see your justice. You're gonna have to sue
Bro,
that man. Now
Tyler
hold on.
Perry got a
Hold on.
studio.
Hold on. Let me move through these comments. Stand
Okay.
fast. Uh, She also says most gates, Ms. Key says most gatekeepers stand on the forefront because them making a dollar is way more important than showing you how we can split the dollars. I agree with that. Again, we're talking about self-interest here. We're not
Yeah,
talking about the good of the group. We're not talking about making sure others come up because what I see in business standpoint, no emotions, no feelings involved, it's not designed for everyone to be on the top. If we're all on the same level, who's winning? There's never been a system set up to where everybody wins at the same level.
well, this is the thing, Jermaine. everybody
It's
everybody says everybody
wait,
says we want to be
wait,
equal.
wait. Let me finish my point.
Okay.
So there's a such thing as status for a reason. No boss
Hmm.
wants to make his employee the same level and amount of money as he's making. There's literally nowhere you can go where you can say, I'm walking in making what the CEO makes because you know what the CEO knows. No, get this time of experience under your belt, and maybe one day when I'm long gone, you
Right.
too can get,
You too.
you know,
Can
we'll
not only
call
be a
you.
client, you can be the president.
But don't call me, we'll call you. That's how that works. So, in that, I will never go into sign up for a system because that's what it is. Even business is a system. I would never sign up for a system knowingly and then expect them to treat me as if I'm an equal one, because even in partnership, there's give and take, compromise. That's what that is, give and take. But I guarantee you, the one that's going to get is the person with the most leverage.
There you say, yep.
That's who's going to get. However, in business, it's up to you to make sure the leverage that you brought to the table is honored and you are
Yeah.
happy with what you're getting. So, what I'm hearing is that in her case, she literally didn't have a say so in them blackballing her, right? But she kept working. But she said for about 11 to 12 years, she couldn't do what it is her craft called her to do and her gift called her to do. Uh, I wasn't there for that. I'm not a big Monique follower. I love that they're great at their crafts, but I'm not a big well, I can't even tell you all of Katt Williams specials and all of his shows. I'm not a big follower of it because I had my own life going on and things I wanted to make happen, right?
Right.
That doesn't
Right.
say that I don't champion them standing in their perspective of truth, saying I've been wrong. Because if it was Jermaine, first of all, I'm coming right on your line. I'm gonna call you about stopping my money if you in my way.
Okay. Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm telling you about stopping my money. I'm already creating other ways to make it. I can't
Well,
stop long enough. Sometimes I don't even got time to tell the person that's stopping me that they're stopping me because I'm working so hard to get it another
okay.
way.
Okay. And well, I mean, what that's called is diversifying your portfolio.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay. Okay. Not only do you write, but you can get behind the camera. Okay. And you do things the appropriate way. Okay. The access, though, you know, when I talk to some of my brothers about racism, right? I say racism is really real racism is being able to have power. If you have power, some type of influence, powerful influence, keeping people from having a job, right? You're the hiring manager. You can be a racist because you have a position of power to control someone's destiny, you know, by your say. Other than that, that person ain't racist. They just a fool. Okay, if you ain't got no power or control over anything, you at the same level I am, but just you so stupid to think that you're a bigot. That's not racism. Racism is defined what one of my professors used to say is defined by the powers that be.
Mm.
Okay, if you don't have no power, man, and now I took racism, that mindset, and took it and said, okay, right. If you can't stop me from whatever, you're not racist. You just might be a bigot, and I can deal with that. Okay, but the policy handbook helps me deal with that, all of those things. We have to within our community start learning how to deal with these things, because now all of a sudden it's like, okay, they're coming out and speaking against it because it's a problem, but there was a long time ago where it could have been nipped in the bud. Okay, when they brought drugs to our community, we could have said no. Okay, we can tell that brother on the corner, no, not over here, but what's the cost? I might die. But see, here's the thing, he can't kill us all, right? And so how many of us got to tell that brother or those who are bringing drugs in our community before we strap up and say, no, you can't bring that in here. Okay, so there used to be a time like that within our community. Okay, we didn't need the police department. Police departments and police become necessary when society is split between those who have and those who don't have. And what controls that is resources. Those who have resources, those who don't.
What did we just say? There's a such thing as status.
Okay, you
We
control the
all
resources.
have status. Middle class, lower class, upper class,
That's right.
even in money. We got tax
Okay,
bracket. You know what I'm saying?
commerce,
All of
commerce.
it. All of that. There's a reason it's there. So when you come in and you sign up to be at the bottom at first, I think the problem is you didn't calculate how long you was going to be at that bottom. You didn't calculate that the top might feel like the bottom still.
Yeah. Hey, I talk
Monique,
about it. I went to school
Monique,
to teach, bro.
Monique
I went
spoke
to
on the.
school to teach, and it ain't what I thought it was. Okay.
Mm,
I love teaching, but when I got into it, it wasn't. And when I got into the career, it was like, because I was at the bottom, and working my way up. And I'm like, this ain't what I thought it was going to be. Come on, man. I thought we was
have a
all going to
job.
set the world on fire.
Have you ever had a job?
Me?
What? Hold on. Have you ever had a job that it was exactly what you thought it was going to be?
Absolutely not. Not
Why do
one.
people keep signing up looking for what they think is going to be anyway? I never go in
Expectations.
with pre.
Expectations.
It's a job, and if it ain't what I love, because what I love right now, this ain't a job for me.
Right.
This
Right.
ain't a job for me. I love
Right.
this. I could do
Right.
this in my sleep with my eyes closed. I could wake up in the morning. I listen to podcasts all day long. I listen to
Hey,
me.
this is your
All,
love.
now
This is your love.
I will say this: the hardest part about this is listening to my own voice. I do get tired of my own voice. I can listen to everybody else, but I get tired of hearing my own voice. I will be
Right.
honest about that. But that's
Man.
because I edit my own footage. You know what I'm saying? Once I'm
Yeah.
able to delegate that part of it away, I'm gonna love this even more. Because now I ain't
Right.
gotta sit there through hours and hours of footage of Jermaine running his mouth. I don't
Right.
want to hear me after I'm done actually doing it.
I'm
You know
just
what I'm
now
saying?
getting used to it.
Yeah, no, I don't want to hear me talk. And
Right.
it's crazy to me that people, I love hearing your voice. I'm like, how? I'm sick and
Right.
tired of hearing you talk. Why are you so quiet? Because I've been listening to me for 15 hours.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about nothing if you see me out. You know what I'm saying? But I
Right.
know certain places I go, I got to run my mouth or closed mouth don't get fed. I got to network. I got to keep it moving. Now back around to the subject at hand. Uh Ms. Key said, as a gatekeeper, I'd rather sit at the table to hear your ideas so I can catapult my organization to the next level and keep you out of it. So that's what we were speaking to before. I'm not going to put you on the level I'm on if I'm one of the guys with resources to be at the top, right? I don't expect that. I don't expect Jay-Z to say, you want to be a billionaire? This is what
All
you got
right.
to do. Step 1 through 20. And then I'm going to help you get there. No, they want to see what your drive is. They want to see what your journey look like. They
That,
are
but
fascinated.
that's
They're
not
fascinated.
capitalism. That's
But
not
but
capitalism.
but hold on. But they're also fascinated by your unique story. They don't want you to do it the same way they did it. Because
Right.
if you do now, how am I watching the student win if I'm looking at my same story all over again? No, I'll give you enough gems to get you off the ground and point you in the right direction when you need it. But I don't want to interfere with your troubles along the way because I also had troubles and still do even at this level up here. In fact, more money, more problems.
Hey, it's real. That hey, look, when we was a kid, we didn't understand that. When I was a kid, I didn't understand when I asked my grandma these complex questions, why grandmama? And she say, when you get old, if you live long enough, right? Biggie was right. More money, more problems, bro. And it's a difference, it's the same problems, but those problems cost you the consequences of making a mistake are a lot different. See, when I was a kid, 12 years old, if I stole something from a store, uh, juvenile's the worst, right? Okay, but that's just a junior prison. If you keep those same behaviors up, right? We got to learn. We have to learn different, and that's how we learn is by burning your hand. Okay, mom and daddy told you, and that's why I tell some of these parents, man, especially these mamas, pull them damn boys off your teeth. You want to protect him so much from the hurt and the pain instead of teaching them how to deal with the hurt and the pain. It's necessary. It's necessary. That's why they're emotionally charged and killing each other because they don't know how to deal with their feelings. All they know is survival. It's that primal. What is it, Jermaine? Fight or flight. Okay, that is to the T what our kids and stuff are dealing with. Okay, even adults, us as men, if we didn't get past some of our ego and all of that and our feelings and all of that, we'd be just like these little knuckleheads out here now. I love their boldness, okay, to stand on stuff, but sometimes it's like they're so crazy. They like you stand on something that's just ridiculous. It's childish. But I like your boldness. I like your boldness, but stand on something
Misplaced,
that's worth
mis-
it.
misplaced energy
Yeah,
is always seen as radical until they get some information
right.
on how to manage their emotions and also guide their gift. So
Hmm.
if you have mismanaged, let's say this guy is always angry, but you teach him, you put him in martial arts, and then you start teaching him boxing, and you start getting them into things that
Channeling.
channel that anger, right? Now you
Yeah,
got self control. You also understand why you're angry, but you're not so quick to use it because you now have put discipline behind it, right?
right.
So once you put discipline behind something radical, it becomes more dangerous because
I love
now
that
they
you.
know.
I love that you pointed that out. That's why I
Yeah,
coach football, bro. I tell
mhm,
my boys that got them problems, them anger issues. I tell them, hey man, look, all day long you got to put up with this. Don't. I'm like, look, try this all day long. Somebody say something to you, okay? Just hold it, pin it up inside, because guess what? When you come out here to football practice, I'm gonna
leave
let
it
you hit
all on
that.
the field.
I'm gonna let you hit that little boy over there, man, as hard as you want to. He got pads on. He came to hit because he dealing with some shit too. Okay. Hey,
Leave it all on the field. It don't even necessarily got to be the hitting. See, the controlled discipline of letting the anger out
okay.
is not so much being angry while you're doing it. It's understanding that I need to release some of this energy inside of me, and I need to do it in a
There
positive
it
way.
is.
So
There it
training,
is.
you're training the anger, you're training the emotions, and then actually, when you're dealing with everyday life, somebody say something you don't like, you quick to look, but you're not so quick to speak, and you're not
Hey,
so
it
quick.
might it might
You're not
strike that chord.
you're not reactionary anymore.
Right. They strike that chord, but it don't
Yeah,
play the same note anymore.
right. Yeah,
Okay.
you're not
That
reactionary.
don't play that song no more.
It's much like that X in the past. You can't push the same buttons. You put them there early on, but I got rid of those
Yeah.
buttons.
Right.
I got rid of those buttons. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
now that I got rid of those buttons, you can't play with me like that.
Right.
I want to move forward. I want to move forward and progress the conversation to close it out. It's a Friday night, man. You know, I said a good time, not a long time. So
Right.
I want to ask one more question, which is it's pretty much not whether or not they were right or wrong in the interviews, because I think it was great for all parties involved. I think the numbers paid all parties involved, and their careers are continuing. Shout out to Shannon Sharp; he is killing the game right now.
Okay.
Um, uh,
Salute. No,
Shout out to Katt Williams; he on tour. Miss Monique, whatever she got going on, I'm sure she's doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? All parties involved, getting to it. My thing is, what do you think about us attacking us in the media so much nowadays? Is that or is that not a good? Is it a good or bad look on us?
Jermaine, wrong is wrong, right is right. Okay. Right. Don't matter who or where it's coming from. Do I like seeing this? That's why I said to you earlier, there's something behind this, bro. They always use us. Okay. They always use us as the forefront of issues. And I say they, them, those. And I have listened to the message, not the messengers. When it comes to Monique, when it comes to Katt, when it comes to Shannon, all of it. Okay. I love information. Okay. I spend all my days. That's what I do, bro. You know, we talk about it. I read books. If I, like you said earlier, something sparks me, what are we gonna do? Okay. That's my thing is, are we gonna change our community? Because these things are truly happening. Whether whatever they're talking about, it happening to them, it has happened to one of these women out here. Okay, what Monique talked about. Okay, it's happened to one of these guys out here, what Katt talked about. And until we get over the embarrassment, okay, I used to think that it was that at one point, like I couldn't be a certain way because like if a homosexual dude hit on me and whatever, right? I felt a certain way and I
Yeah,
couldn't say
I don't
something.
like it.
I
It
right,
happens to me.
but it
It
wasn't
happens to
okay.
me all the time in the inbox because of
Okay,
what I do.
right,
But I've
right.
learned how to handle it over time.
But this is the thing though. If I publicly say, hey, you can, I'll say it just like I say it. Whatever you do in your bedroom, man, I don't care. Do I jive with that? Whatever. No, that's not my lifestyle. That's not my thing. If that's your thing, cool. Not here. That's gonna
Right.
be it. That's gonna be it. That I don't need to discuss it. I don't need to understand it. I don't want to. Leave it alone. But if I say that, now I'm a homophobe or all of these things. And so I think they're taking a risk. We've always been those who take the risk and step out there and say, no. And look what they do to us. Okay. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers. Okay. The list goes on and on and on
Mm.
of what they do to the messengers.
So, do you think it's a good or bad look to attack us to see us attacking us in the
I
media.
don't I don't see us attacking us. I see them attacking a system, a program, and whoever's part of that. Okay. I don't see it as us because that's not me, bro. That's not you. That's not us. That's not what we stand for. They're not attacking us. They're attacking what they're attacking, that
No,
thing.
no, 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 no.
Just because it has a black face on it, bro. Hey, look, I
Let
know some brothers
me
that treated
rephrase,
me shitty that
let me
got a
re,
black face on it.
let me rephrase the question. When you see us, black people, in the media attacking other black people, is that a good or
Right.
bad look in the media?
In the
Because that's
media, that's a bad look. It's a bad look. It gives them, those who are ignorant, to say, look at y'all. Just like when we talk about, black on black crime within our community, we should be talking about that. But when we talk about things that happen, they say, well, what about y'all killing, you're talking about the police killing you. What about what y'all are doing? Yeah, what about what we're doing to ourselves? Until we hold anybody else accountable to what they have done to us or whatever, let's look at us. So I don't care that you a black man. If you out there selling death, bro, I'm not with that shit. And I gotta stand on my 10 that says that I'm not with that. Now, how far am I willing to go? Can we talk about it? Yeah, black man. Now, am I gonna come out public and do it? Nope. Because what did I tell you? I try to order myself under principles. And the word says, if you my brother, I don't chastise you publicly.
right.
That's what it says. And so, like I said, I'm not no holy roller, but I'm trying to learn and I'm progressing, and that's how I want to behave. I want to conduct myself. You speak about it all the time, bro. Ain't nobody coming to you with no negative energy because why? Because you ain't got that exuding from you. You ain't drawing that to you. It's repelled. That's what
And
I'm
when
doing.
they try, they don't get close enough.
Okay, I'm repelling it. Okay,
They
we
don't
got
get
that
close.
repelling on.
Yeah,
What we call it is the full armor.
yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah,
so I don't care what color they are. I'm listening to the message. I'm seeing past whether they're black or whatever. Do I like it as far as a look in the media? If we want to call it that. But let's peel, that's just one layer of that onion. It don't look good.
yeah.
But are
Okay.
they speaking truth?
So for
If a
me,
white person said it, is it true? Does it take a white person to tell a white person you doing wrong? Does it take a black person to tell a black person? Uh, I'm not into that shit, man. My mama's white, my dad's black, bro.
stay put.
I
Stay, I want you to stay grounded. I'm only
Yeah.
speaking to what we see in the media when we see
No,
us
man.
us attacking us across the board. Because here's what I want to say to that. I'm so tired of it.
Is it an attack
Like,
though?
that's what they're doing when they're online. It's your discretions against their discretions. And I'm like, ain't no way none of y'all ain't got each other's phone number. It's such a small circle in entertainment business. Ain't no
Right.
way your people can't reach their people for y'all to hash it out. Even if y'all hate each other, why bring it to us? Because no way you made that much money to tell that story. Okay, let's just say Jason got a DUI and Jason's supposed to be on my big stage. I'm dissatisfied now because Jason can't make it because he can't drive to me and I can't get nobody to get him here. And his money tied up in other areas. So now my first thing is to pick up a phone and go live and talk about Jason's hard
Jason
time.
can't get here because he got a DUI, and damn it, he messing up
That's
what
what
I
I
got.
told
I feel you.
this drunk DUI motherfucker fucked up my show. Da, 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 da. Instead of, let me call Jason. Let me check on Jason. Jason, you straight? Like, what happened? I just feel like they take everybody's lows and amplify them with a live video. Like you
Oh yeah,
couldn't,
well,
because
yeah,
because if we're done talking and we don't deal with each other, then we're done talking and I don't talk about you.
right. I stand on that.
Because I'm
That's what
done talking,
I
because I'm done talking to Jason, I'm done talking about Jason
about.
also
That's right.
in his absence. You see what I'm saying? And if
That's
somebody
right.
else bring up Jason, I'm still done talking about Jason. Go ask Jason. I don't have nothing to say.
Hey, I love how you brought that full circle. That's what we was talking about earlier, bro. I'm not if I say it, I'm really not gonna say it about you to nobody else. I'll say it to you. If it's really an issue,
Mhm.
okay? If it's really an issue, man.
Even the smallest issue. My point is, if I've come to, we're not dumb. We know when somebody don't mess with us no more. The
Right.
moment I get the feeling, and there is no more talking, that you don't mess with me, I'm done talking about you.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Please
Ain't
stop
no need
talking
for me to
about
mess
me.
you over or talk bad about none of that. Talk
And
about you, period.
I'm
Period.
literally not mad. We just have an understanding that's a unwritten law. I see you, you see me, we don't speak, and it's cool. I don't got no problem with you. We just don't mess with each other no more. Right?
Right.
I
Right.
used to mess with you, chick. Now I don't mess with you, chick. So we didn't establish that we gonna speak when we see each other. Let's not make it weird. We can coexist. I just don't
Okay.
talk to or about
Hey,
you. That's the courtesy. The courtesy
I
is
like you
being
said that. Make it weird. Make it weird.
because some
Right. Why
people
does it
like
got to
to
be
make
weird, man?
some people like to suck up your oxygen in the room. It's a
Yeah,
thing.
man.
Attention is a drug as well. We know the social media is a drug, but it's the attention that's attached.
Well, they're
So
vampires, bro. They're vampires, emotional vampires. They suck off your energy, bro. Hey,
yeah,
that's for another. Hey, we got to go into that because that's for another thing. Because this whole thing they talk about vampires sucking your blood. Well, yeah, what's your blood, your life force, your energy, all of that? It's not what you think. Them biting you in the neck. It's Hollywood been telling you, but we'll talk about that some other time. But those emotional vampires, bro, I ain't got time for 'em. I ain't got time
uh,
for it no more.
This Marquita, blessings. She says bad look because that
Data.
says the system is more advanced than the original humans who must rise above the bullshit. I agree. It's going to be a harder task to bring us together than it is. The negative is easy to gravitate to for some reason in this hemisphere
Yeah.
than it is to repel. It's a discipline. Again, everybody doesn't have the discipline to say, no matter who that person is, because they look like me or because we come from the same circumstances, I would like to help. What can I offer to help? If I don't have anything to help, that's my thing. If I can't help your situation, I don't want to be a part of your situation.
Okay.
I only came to add to. I don't want to take anything from it. You know what I'm saying? Because where you're at is where you're going to be at anyway when I meet you. But if I can't add to in a positive, a plus, then I shy
Yeah.
away from it. I stay away from it. I have nothing of value to offer here. Therefore, I don't want to be a part of it. If you're a bowler, and I don't know shit about bowling, but I can point you in the direction of my homeboys that bowl for real and go to them tournaments in Vegas. I'd rather do that.
Hey,
Point you in
I know where the bowling alley's at.
and there you go. I can tell you where the bowling alley at,
Okay.
but I will quickly remove myself because I have nothing positive to add. You
So
see what
you
I'm saying?
suck at bowling? You suck at bowling?
No.
No, you pretty good.
I don't know if I'm pretty good. It's been years since I've done it, but I did
Hey,
great last time I did it.
that
Now,
hey, I know it's a
wait,
sidebar, but that's
before
one
you
of my
sidebar,
favorite
before
bowling.
you sidebar, I got to
I
close on.
suck.
I got to close on this point.
Okay.
Once a person starts snaking you, this is Miss Key. She said, once a person starts snaking you, it's very hard to contact that person, especially on those higher levels. It's not hard. They're just stopping you from doing so. I said, if you find that you can't contact them, I still have no reason to talk about you in the media, though other people are going to bring it up. I've seen a lot of interviews where an artist or a actress or whatever will get on an interview and they know the question is coming. The beef between you and whoever, they know that question is coming. And they decide to sit there because it's a decision. They decide to sit there and play into what is going to give the ratings a good look rather than just saying, I haven't talked to that person yet and I would like to. So until we have our conversation, next question, please. That's so simple.
I mean, it is, but it ain't, Jermaine, man. It
It's
is, but it ain't.
simple. I'm
It
saying
is,
I
but it
don't
ain't.
even make, I'm telling you, it's literally your decision. I don't care if you're going to be chastised by your own manager because I can't see a manager chastising me. First of all, you work for me.
Right? I pay
you
you.
work for me.
You
Beat
work
it.
for me.
My publicist, oh, it would be in your best interest to say this, say this. Even though I hired you to do a job, I still have the last say so because it's my mouth.
Okay, it's your brand. It's your brand. You gonna be the one that it fall on.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So I can go out here and tell them, Instead of spreading this negative thing about this brother or this sister across the way, I know we had a spat and y'all don't really understand it, and the fans feel like I owe them a story. However, I'll feel more comfortable telling y'all about this after I speak to this person. I've seen people say it. T.I., Bootsy, they would not talk about what they had going
Yeah.
on until they both spoke behind the scenes. But that's relationship. That speaks to relationship being more powerful than a dollar could ever be.
Well,
And that's
character,
so
character.
character as well, but the relationship called for it. So if our relationship is not
Yeah.
that strong, you're gonna be reckless. You're gonna say all kind of foul shit about me. Because the relationship was never that strong anyway, and you feel this strongly to let strangers, because you have influence. Now we're talking about stars. You have
Right.
influence. So you're indirectly pushing them. No, you're directly selling that same
Directly.
energy
Yeah.
to those people. Me, if I know I have a platform where my voice reaches outside of your reach, I would never have you traveling to these strange cities doing your craft, and based off of something I said, you're now in danger or your family. That's the responsibility of being an influencer and being that big. I could easily just say, I actually don't know what's going on. I would like to talk to him. I ain't got in touch with him yet. But when I do, I come back on here and let y'all know what we talked about, if that's something we both want to do. You see what I'm saying? Because
That
I have
speak
a
that
responsibility to keep you safe in my absence, even if we don't get along.
well,
There's no
I
reason.
think your responsibility is to stand on your character. What is your character? What are your values? It comes
That's my
back
point.
to,
I'm
yeah,
thinking
it comes right
past.
to it. Yeah.
I'm thinking past our argument. I'm saying this man travels to make his money. I travel to
Right.
make my money. We ain't bumped to each other. If I tell the followers of whatever I do, hey, when Jason in your city, he a buster. This, that, and the third. Da, 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 da.
Right.
What did I just
Right.
do?
Right.
And for
Hey,
what?
how about that? Right. I might not big you up, but I ain't got to tear you down.
Yeah, I ain't got to
Okay.
say nothing.
Just don't say nothing.
I
Right. I
literally ain't
feel
got to
you.
talk about you. I ain't got to
I
talk
feel
about
you.
if I'm not talking to you. You see what
I
I'm
feel
saying?
you. I feel that. I feel that
That's
too.
the
Right.
part. That's the part where they get me mixed in. I be watching interviews and I'm like, why did they say that?
You didn't have to answer that. Right. Right. You didn't have to answer that. They
You
baited
literally
you.
you could have said no. You could have looked down, looked all around the room in frustration, let all them first thoughts flush your brain, but out of your mouth comes, I really don't know where we stand. I ain't talked to him.
Well, that's when you consider it. Okay. I might, hey, Jermaine, what you want for dinner? Right. It's just something silly but simple. What do you want for dinner? I don't know. I know you don't know right now because I just asked you in the moment, put you on the spot. What do you think? Okay.
Mhm.
And see, the problem in that lies is that all I'm asking you to do is think, man. Okay. Think about it. Take a moment to think. If we do more of that, whether we're men or women, if we take a pause and say, did they mean to insult me? What's our relationship? It could, when you get good with it, you'll know, okay, what's our relationship? How should I take that? Okay. We go back to the emotional intelligence and maturity is what is our relationship? How am I going to react? Okay. We're, we're having to work on that because we're not getting taught it. As men, we're not getting taught it. We're getting taught that it's not okay. Now we're seeing both men and women, all of this stuff is blending together as far as emotions and how we feel. Does it matter, Jermaine, how you feel about Jason? No. Okay, what is Jermaine? Is Jermaine adding to or taking away? That's what it comes down to. Is Jason adding to or taking away? Ladies, is that man adding to or taking away? Okay. If he ain't hurting you, okay, if you even, that's great. But if he's adding to, that's the bonus. If he's not, and that's
I'm so glad.
relationships across the board.
I'm
If
so
you
glad
take
you
away,
brought that. I'm
if
glad
you
you
take
brought that
away,
up.
man, you can only take so much, bro. You can only take so much away from me. Okay? But I don't mind sharing, but you can only take so much away from me before, I can't sustain because, you know, you have become too heavy. But if you're adding to, Man, that's what I'm looking for across the board.
Here's what
Coaches, can you
here's
add to my knowledge?
hold
What
on.
we talk about, can you add?
Here's what I think most of them think. I don't owe you nothing.
Huh, right,
I don't owe you nothing,
right.
but you do. But you do though.
Hmm,
But you do though. Your gift is what you've been giving me. So now it's your responsibility to control your influence.
yeah,
You owe me that because I'm extending the same courtesy by saying our problem is our problem.
yeah.
And the only way our problem gets out is if somebody mismanages their emotions. I've never seen so many men going at it online in my life.
Woo,
I
bro.
used to. I remember when it was just a phone call, we have it out, and then just decide we ain't for each other. You know what I'm saying? Or see each
Okay,
other, disagree. One side don't want to hear the other side, and then just part ways.
okay.
Pick up a phone and cry
Simple,
online.
simple,
Don't you
simple,
cry?
man.
How much attention do you need to say that you're frustrated?
Right.
You literally could have looked in the mirror. I guarantee you, if a lot of people take these rants to the mirror, it won't last long. Because you get to see how you look saying the outlandish shit you saying. You get to see that you're not really even that mad. If you're
Okay.
that mad, punch the wall and see if it hit you back.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you that's what I do like about like these right here. Like we have just the real conversations. I'll go back, not enamored by myself, but to be like, okay, where were you at in mentality? What were you thinking, man? How can you improve on your thought process? See, again, I'm asking you. I just want you to think. I'm not asking you what you know. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. What do you think, bro? What do you think about this? I might not take your advice, but I see that you do podcasts, so I'm gonna talk to you about it. And what do you think about this and that? Just a sounding board. A lot of people, what do you think about this? Because I asked you. Now I'm a, like you said, gatekeeper. Knowledge is free, bro. Said it earlier. College is a waste of money. It wasn't a waste of my time. See, information is out there now. It is the information age, the age of Aquarius. Okay, all the
I am
information's out there.
I am
Okay,
that.
okay, and so the information's out there. Google. Now you gotta dig into Google too, but the information, anything you want to know. How do I change a carburetor? What tools do I need? Okay,
Click
it
on
don't cost
YouTube.
money. That don't
Click
cost you
on
no
YouTube.
money.
Go right to YouTube. It's a step by step with a
Okay,
visual of the parts.
okay. So what do I need you for?
Mhm.
Interpersonal communication, relationships. Okay, and I'm not going. Like I said, I'm not going to go on a diatribe about that because that's a whole nother thing when it comes to systematic. Like the program, we're programmed not to do that. We're programmed to compete, and that's not a cultural thing or a racial thing. That's something that's prominent in our community. It feels like we're competing against each other, but everybody is taught the same thing that goes to public school education. Work hard, make good grades, keep your nose clean, and go to work for somebody. You gonna learn all this stuff, spend all this time so you can go to work for somebody. But in public school, in private school, they teach you those same principles, foundation, values, but you've learned all of this so people can work for you. End game. So
Mhm.
what's your end game? I figured out a long time ago with you, what's your end game? What's my end game? I hope, I think I've made it clear to you. At the end game, son, job well done.
So I want to
Job well
say
done.
this. I want to say this to close that out because it's one of the biggest lessons I've learned recently. And if you're not paying attention in life, you'll stop learning. You'll continue to
Mhm.
move on your old ways, progress. You'll set in a stagnant phase. But because I'm about progression daily, this is something I learned recently, and it's so simple. Let confirmation be confirmation. You don't need a third opinion. If it
I
is
like
so,
that.
it is. If
I
it's a
like
dog
that.
that's barking, it's a dog. If they lying, they just gonna keep lying. They don't respect you.
Liars lie, right?
But the thing is, lies come at different levels. I'm saying if it's bothering you that much and the lie is that deep, you don't need a third opinion. I don't need to ask Jason if my girl lying, what should I do? I don't need the confirmation was when she did it multiple times. If that
Yep.
dude just won't get right, let confirmation be confirmation. You don't need a third opinion. Outside influence is destroying relationships. And I said that to wrap up what I was saying about people running to the internet for the clicks
Yeah.
and views and getting everybody else involved in their controversy or their misunderstanding, when really the confirmation was, I don't want to speak to this person no more. I don't want to involve myself in anything they got going on. Then why am I even talking about it on the internet? Let the confirmation be the confirmation with yourself. You don't need a third opinion. And that
Right.
includes me. If I'm somebody that doesn't serve anything in your life and I'm that negative, when you think about Jermaine, let confirmation be confirmation. We can operate separately and be happy in this world. We can coexist without making each other uncomfortable. You see what I'm saying? I don't bother
Hey.
nobody no way. I don't bother nobody no way. And I know this for a fact. It's
Okay.
hard to even get into my close proximity, right? The thing is, I'm saying if you spend a lot of time looking for confirmation, the problem is you've already learned the lesson. You just keep trying to push the line a little further forward. Just cross the line and understand that confirmation is indeed confirmation. You
Well,
don't even.
accept it. Hey, that's the thing. Acceptance, bro. Accept it. And that's the hardest thing. Hey, she don't love me no more. It's hard to accept that. She don't love me like she used to. My homeboy don't fuck with me like he used to. I don't, again, like you said, accept it.
Mhm.
That's hard. That's hard.
So
I love it
thank
though.
y'all.
I love
Miss,
it.
before we get out of here, Miss Marquita says, someone who genuinely gives a fuck is going to take anything. The knowledge, love, and appreciation will be reciprocated. That's all true. Uh,
Mm,
Miss
yeah.
Jones, she says media is a powerful tool and fuels so many movements and agendas. It's all in how we use it. It's a choice and a reflection of what kind of resolution you're looking for. Completely true. I agree
I'll
with
agree
you
with
on
that.
this. Thank y'all
Yep.
so much. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here on the Jermaine Hall Show, checking me out. We'll be back next week with some more heat. I got a big announcement coming soon, dropping on y'all. I want everybody to come out uh, that knows that they can contribute to a positive cause. We'll get back to that coming this week. We'll let y'all know early this week. Mr. Jason, got a good word for the people?
Absolutely, man. Hey, first and foremost, hey, always a good time uh coming and chopping it up with you, man, and just having a free flow of ideas and just kind of
Wait.
communicating.
Scoot back over. I can only see half your face. Can't take you serious looking at a corner of your eye. Go ahead.
But what I was saying is, man, hey, it's always a good time you and I coming on and just talking as brothers and bouncing ideas. It's not about agree or disagree. It's just, hey, what do you think, bro? And let's talk about it. That's uncommon in these days where we're able to do that. Um, but to everybody else, man, um, keep working hard, and knowledge is power. So anything you think about, anything you want to know about, the information's out there. Don't take Jason's word, don't take Jermaine's word. If there's something that sparked through our conversation or any other conversations, look it up yourself. Do the research. Do the work on yourself. You're worth it. You're worth it. Do the work on yourself. Don't believe us.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for me, the good word of the day, I want to tell you, as I always told you, you're stronger than you feel. I've seen a lot of people posting that they're depressed or they're down. It's about that tongue of yours. What are you telling yourself about you?
Yep.
You start to believe exactly what you hear yourself say. So if you're speaking those things into your life, you can almost guarantee that's how you're going to live your life. So begin to speak to your situations. Your tongue is way more powerful than you believe. These things that I say on this internet will never go away. It's on the internet forever, right? So if I said some wild stuff and I grew from it, I'm still going to have to look back and say, I once felt that way. I don't feel that way anymore. I was angry then, or I was this, that, because I know how the internet like to do. They like to bring up a clip from 12 years ago and say, you spoke against this. Yeah, I didn't have enough information. So that's how I thought about it in the moment, right? But I try not to speak prematurely these days. I try to say it's speculation if it's speculation. I try to tell you all the time that it's just my opinion in this moment, right? And I'm cool with standing in that in the moment. If I made a mistake, I'm willing to say I apologize. So I tell you out there, watch your tongues coming in this next week. Watch your tongues. It's the most powerful thing in the universe. Watch your tongue. Speak life into your situations. Don't consistently tell yourself what you can't do, what you don't feel like doing. You ain't strong enough to do it. Well, you're not strong enough to do it because your mind, your lips have already told your mind to tell your body what not to
Yep.
do. It's a domino effect. So use that tongue for greatness moving forward. Ladies, you're stronger than you feel. Fellas, you're stronger than you feel. Let's work together. We've done enough. Aren't we tired of going against each other? Isn't the
Man.
beef expensive? Beef is expensive emotionally, financially. It's expensive, right? Let's get on one accord and start building some wealth together. Because I guarantee you, together, we can see so many more better times. Have you ever been to a barbecue where everybody just having a genuine good time and nothing happens? Then you just say forever, I'll never forget that time when. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that.
Can
It
we
can
get
happen.
back to it?
Imagine that. Well, I'm creating those settings. So if you're
Yeah.
around the Jermaine Hall Show, bring that good energy because I'm gonna
Yep.
create those settings. It's just all about if you want to be a part of progression rather than moving backwards. You know what I'm saying? So I love y'all, man. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world. Y'all chose to be right here with me. I'll see y'all next week. Mr. Jason, salute to you, sir.
Salute.
100.